Hey viewers, like I said, I'm not very good at doing any video while I'm doing work on this type of project. If I'm out metal detecting, that's a total different story. When I get working on this stuff in the shop, I completely forget about running video. You'll probably get more pictures than anything, but I'll show you what I got going on here. Okay, first things first is I've got to build basically a plate or some sort of mount for the engine to sit on before I can suspend it and connect it to the frame. So I'm thinking about using channel iron. I've got a 5 by 8.5 channel iron box I've got to build, that way I can bolt the motor, because here's the motor mounts on the bottom of it. Those two pads are the posts sticking down here are the two on this side, there's two more on the other side. And by building a channel mount, I'll be able to bolt the motor onto the bottom of that once I blow the holes with a plasma cutter or drill them. Probably won't spend a whole lot of time drilling unless I use a metal hole saw. It's called a roto roach. Anyways, I'll be firing up my plasma cutter. That's it on the left there. It's a Hypertherm Power Max 30, and my welder is a Lincoln MP 210 or 210 MP. It's an arc welder, TIG welder, and MIG welder. So, not sure what I'll get on video, but I'll try to get something. Hopefully it's not just a bunch of pictures and explanations. So, here we go. Just notched this piece here out. Almost got my finger too close, it's still hot. And this is my plan right there. So the end of each one will have a notch piece, and then the other end would have the straight cut. I'll have to lay it all out, make sure it's all square. Once I get it all laid out, squared and beveled, I'll get it all welded up. So I got to come from here over to about 5 inches. Let's see if I can do that. And I'm just making them rough right now because I got to grind them down and make them good. Alright, let's cut that one. And as you can tell, I'm wearing the proper cutting and welding attire. Safety first. Move the feet. Cut. Constantly looking for my soap pencil because I set it down and forget where it's at. So I'm trying to remember to put it in this little tray that's catching all my crap. Well, some of the crap. Boy, that's some precision work. Now see, I just set it down without even thinking about it, but at least I made it to the tray. And I got these special gloves, made them myself. Now the end tore out, makes it easy to push the stop button. So there is the basic design I'm trying to build. Now granted, I got a lot of grinding to do on this, but as the ends come over, it'll give me good areas to weld this all up, give me a place to bore the holes for the engine, and now it's off to grinding. Man, it would sure make it easier if I had someone recording, but stop, start, stop, start. Yeah, I might not do a whole lot of recording because it interrupts a whole lot of building. I do want to ride this thing in the year 2018. Alright, next step. Okay, new angle from the camera. Got it sitting on the toolbox. Like my rest. Supposed to have a rest to be OSHA approved. No, I'm not OSHA approved. I'll get some of this slag, as I call it, but I think it's called porosity on a plasma cutter. It's just that little garbage that builds up on the end where the metal flies out. Let me do some grinding, get one of these cleaned up, actually get all 4 of them cleaned up, and then I'll take some measurements and see where I need to be. I'm still grinding. I got a little grinding to do. My grinder's mounted on a wheel. I'll show you what I got. My grinder's mounted on a plate I put on this post a long time ago, sitting on a car wheel. It was rocking back and forth, so I'll be darned if I didn't use something I found metal detected. What this is it's an extremely old axe. I believe, from the research I've done, that the way that it mounted on a handle was the handle was laid in here. Then it was rawhided, I'm guessing, from what I've learned, because it's extremely old and it's very hard to find information on this thing. Rawhided on there, and then it dried, and that's how they used it, because there's no way to mount a handle on this thing other than that. That was what I was told. This was found locally here in Portland in a field, in a school field, and it's very close to downtown and has been developed as not a forest for an extremely long time, so who knows. Alright, back to what I was doing. So it got loud, so I put on some headphones, or no, some earmuffs. Tonight's the metal detecting club meeting. I had to stay home because I had some people here finishing, well, doing some more roofing, and I was doing some tile in the kitchen. It was time to get some projects done. I mean, at least spend some time working on projects. So I got all the welding done. No, I got all the grinding done. I'm gonna set it up, measure it out, see how square it comes out. I got everything measured lengthwise properly, and maybe I'll tack together. Got to give up here soon. I know it's still daylight out, but I go to work at 5 o'clock in the morning. It takes me about a 30-35 minute drive, so 3:30 in the morning gets here pretty early, so I don't get to stay and play out in the garage shop. Used to be a garage for 23 years. Now I actually got a shop, so see where I'm at. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to weld the whole thing out tonight. It's later than what I want it to be, and I got to go in and spend some time with the wife. So I'll just run you across my welder. For a hobbyist, this plasma cutter, beautiful. This welder, just as beautiful. The only thing I don't like about it is the extra noise it makes. Like I was saying, this thing's got a bunch of different settings on it. I can go into MIG with C25, MIG with 100%, and I got manual settings. I got flex cord, which is what I'm using. I can run a spool gun, I can run stick, or I can run TIG, and then I can go into settings. But I am using flex core. And then it shows me how to set up my wires here, whether I want to have it positive ground or negative ground. It's set up properly. I'm using 035. I'm going to be welding 3/16. Push the button, enters it. It gives these presetting parameters. Now I can adjust it all around here. I can actually go outside the red if I want, but it kind of gives you a starting point. So I'm going to get set up, do a little bit of spot welding. I'm currently using flex core, but I will be switching over to the tank so I can run MIG and get better welds, better penetration. I think it's a little bit stronger. For one moment. Okay, for those who think I'm just winging it, I am actually using a square here. I didn't build the jig, but I'm more worried about strength than I am precision. Okay, well, it's tacked up. I'm gonna let it cool, and we'll check it when I get done. Okay, so there it is. A whole lot more square than I thought it would come out. That's pretty darn good. I can't really get that side. I'll get it in the shade, or the shade. Get it in the darkness. That's pretty darn square. And even better, the one I was more concerned with is it being nice and level. Oh, look at that gap I gotta weld up. A little wild with the plasma cutter there. No problem. Got a little bit of a lift right here. But pretty flat, pretty square. That's all the time I have for today, so I'll resume tomorrow. See you then.